Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and it is Mario Monday. And tonight, we're going to be kind of diving into some of the lore with Mario and also Donkey Kong a little bit. I got Donkey Kong B-roll, and we know they're pretty tied to one another when it comes to their history, and Nintendo kind of did something strange in the last week and talked about how Mario and Peach were just friends. And you got Mario showing up to crash a wedding, hoping to be the groom. I don't know if he's happy about being in the friend zone. I'm kind of thinking he's not loving that too much. Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it's just interesting that's the statement that Nintendo put out recently, that they're just friends. Like, I don't know. Do you rescue your friend over and over again and then get a little smooch at the end? Is that how friendship works? Maybe. Joey says, did Donkey Kong come before Mario Brothers? Yes. Yeah, Donkey Kong, what you're seeing on screen right now, from 1981. And it is the birth of Donkey Kong, Pauline, and Mario. Now, Mario was originally called Jumpman, and he was a carpenter until 1983, where they changed his occupation to plumber because the setting for Mario Brothers took place in the sewers. And I'm not talking Super Mario Brothers. I'm talking just Mario Brothers, the arcade game. So Joey says, so technically Mario is a spin-off of Donkey Kong. Yes. Yeah. Well, so I kind of just grabbed some fun facts real quick. The first one being Mario was originally a carpenter, not a plumber. 1981, like I said, Donkey Kong. He was helping, working on this building that Donkey Kong decided to grab Pauline and go to the top. And but then, later became a plumber and has been everything since, right? If you think about it, he's been a doctor and a pro tennis player and a pro soccer player and a pro racer, referee. Like Mario's done. He's done a lot. He wears a lot of hats. Let's just say Mario wears a lot of hats. And so just it's just fun, goofy stuff. But yeah, he originally started as a carpenter. Now he's a plumber. And I believe if you, at the beginning of the Super Mario Brothers movie, when right after, I think it's after their commercial airs, you'll see what looks like a Donkey Kong machine, but I think they call it Super Jumpman or something along those lines. So there's kind of some fun. They kind of have a little bit of fun with the lore in that movie as well. So see, Sunshine is here. Welcome on in. Good to see you. So let's get into a little bit more. We're just going to kind of go through these lore bits. If you guys have any questions or anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to bring them up. Tonight's going to be kind of a bit of a free for all, just talking all kinds of Mario stuff. Bowser is the king of the Koopas. Since Super Mario Brothers, he's officially been called the King of the Koopas. They referred to him as that in the Super Mario Brothers movie as well. Kamek at the beginning says the King of the Koopas, which is pretty cool. Peach does rule over the Mushroom Kingdom. She is the sovereign ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, confirmed across the franchise, including Super Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and of course Mario RPG. So maybe she doesn't have time for a man, for Mario. Maybe that's why she can only be friends. She's just too busy Too busy ruling the kingdom. Luigi just happens to be taller and younger than Mario, according to character profiles and manuals, like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Luigi is younger and taller than his brother Mario. And Nintendo's gone back and forth on this, but in order for them to be the Mario brothers, their last name has to be Mario. So Mario is Mario, and Luigi is Luigi Mario. It's very strange. It is very strange. And I think Nintendo's kind of gone back and forth on this. And I think they did finally land on the fact that that their names were indeed Mario and Luigi Mario. So kind of funny. Joey says the Super Friend Zone. Yeah, that should be the next game. Maybe that's what the next game is all about. Is Mario's escaping the friend zone. Or who knows? Maybe they both have different love interests in the next game and Nintendo's just trying to prepare us. Maybe that's what it's about. They're just trying to get us ready for the power couple is no longer together. All of our hearts are going to break. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's not the case. Taking a look here, Yoshi is both a species and a specific character, and he's not the only one that's essentially like this. The green Yoshi in most games is the Yoshi, friend of Mario, first appearing in Super Mario World 1990, but Yoshi is the name of the entire dinosaur species. The Sunshine says the truth behind Bowser and Peach. Yes. Yep. And Joey, I'm not. Nope. The Koopalings. The Koopalings are not Bowser's children. Originally introduced as Bowser's kids in Super Mario Bros. 3, later clarified in 2012 that Bowser Jr. is the only confirmed child and the Koopalings are his minions. So I am still hoping the Koopalings show up for the next movie and that we get to see them rescue Bowser. That's really what I'm hoping. I hope it's more than just Bowser Jr. Probably easier for them casting wise. If it is just Bowser Jr., I hope that at the end of the movie, the Koopalings are teased. And maybe if we end up getting, maybe the movie branches in a couple directions, we'll just have to wait and see. But I do hope. I'm a huge fan of the Koopalings from Mario 3 and from Mario World. And so I hope they're not just forgotten. I also hope they come back in like a sequel to Mario Wonder or something. Like they are kind of my favorite, honestly, when it comes to Mario Brothers bosses. So fingers crossed we'll see them again. Koopalings were Bowser's kids until child support came calling. There we go. Let's see. Mario and Luigi, both from Brooklyn, in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, early comics, and the Mario movie from 93 and 2023. Mario and Luigi are from Brooklyn, New York. A concept that Nintendo has referenced but doesn't strictly confirm in the main games. So that's kind of interesting. Apparently, there are fan theories that Rosalina is Peach's daughter. So while fan theories persist, Super Mario Galaxy's storybook confirms that Rosalina comes from a different galaxy and has a tragic origin story. She is not related to Peach. That being said, I do wonder when Peach is looking into the sky in the movie and talks about there being so many different galaxies. I wonder if that is going to be the introduction of Rosalina in the next movie. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping. And it would be kind of cool if their origins were somehow like somewhat tied together. So we'll just have to wait and see how they end up handling that. But I would be completely fine with them having some kind of being tied together in one way, because in the movie Peach just shows up in the Mushroom Kingdom, so there's not a lot. We've got to get some details there. They got to throw us some details on that one. So hopefully they will. So just like Yoshi, Toad is a race, not just one character. Toad is the name of the species, and the red spotted toad is just one of many. The blue and yellow toads are different individuals seen in like games like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And lastly, as far as some Mario lore here, Mario has visited real-world Earth in multiple games. Super Mario Odyssey, he visits New Donk City, a place based on New York. Earlier, Mario is missing, and in Donkey Kong 94 also featured real-world landmarks. So there you go. Now, we're going to backtrack a little bit because on screen right now, you're seeing Donkey Kong, okay? You're seeing Donkey Kong. Who is this Donkey Kong? As of right now. Does anybody in the chat know? Who is the Donkey Kong from the original game? I'll give chat a second here. He's been in multiple games, and we've seen him plenty. And I would say he's gotten so senile, he repeated himself every time you saw him in the most recent game. So the Donkey Kong from the first game is Cranky, right? So here's where things get super, super strange. The next game to come out featuring Donkey Kong was Donkey Kong Jr. Okay. So Cranky Kong's son. Now, everybody assumes that Cranky Kong was the OG Donkey Kong, right? That we're seeing in the first game. And that Donkey Kong from like Donkey Kong Country is or was Donkey Kong Jr. at one time. Now, keep in mind, in Donkey Kong Jr., the villain is Mario. He captures Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong Jr. is trying to rescue Donkey from Mario. So it's interesting. They literally had Mario as the villain. So that's it may be why we don't see a whole lot or hear a whole lot about Donkey Kong Jr. potentially. So Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country is not Donkey Kong Jr. because Cranky Kong says, "I'm your grandfather." So this all goes out the window. Like all the lore is so messed up. So here we go. Donkey Kong Jr. is Donkey Kong's son. It's officially stated in Donkey Kong Jr. 1982 arcade manual and reinforced later in games like Donkey Kong Country, where Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong. Like I said, Mario is the villain in Donkey Kong Jr. In a rare twist, Mario cages Donkey Kong, and Jr. is the hero trying to save him. It's the only game where Mario is portrayed as the antagonist, unless you're Bowser. Okay. Donkey Kong Jr., after after the game Donkey Kong Jr. was playable in Super Mario Kart. And most people believe the reason for that was because it was, since he had a shirt on, it was easier to make the character model look better, since you were like essentially they were making a 3D game versus just all the fur from Donkey Kong. And so it's his only kart racing appearance. Later games replaced him with Donkey Kong, which is essentially like the rare Donkey Kong. This is a fun fact. Joey's going to like this one. Donkey Kong Jr. had his own cereal. In the early 1980s, Donkey Kong Jr. cereal was released by Ralston, a sweetened corn cereal shaped like fruit and bananas, and it even came with game tips. Cryptic says, so which Donkey Kong is in Smash? Is it Cranky Kong or DK Jr.? My head is spinning. It's neither. It's Donkey Kong the Third. Basically, Donkey Kong the Third is who you're seeing in Smash, is who you're playing with in Donkey Kong Country, because Cranky says, I'm your grandpa. So, you know. I love that your head is spinning. Oh, Joey says DK in Smash is the original. Oh, okay. Interesting. We'll have to please draw a family tree on the screen, right? And I don't think there's any mention of like their mothers anywhere. So here we go. Cranky Kong is the grandfather. In Donkey Kong Country, Cranky is the original DK from the arcade, and the current Donkey Kong is his grandson, making Junior the missing link between the two generations. Nintendo has never confirmed whether DK Jr. became the modern DK or if he disappeared altogether. Now, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. I think DK Jr. was in like one of the Mario Tennis games. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so he was in the N64 Mario Tennis game. And according to this, it looks like you unlocked him by connecting the N64 game to the Game Boy Color version of Mario Tennis via the transfer pack. So interesting. But that's the last outside of Mario Kart Tour. We don't. That's the last time he was essentially seen. That was it. Donkey Kong Jr. And then okay, you ready? You think your head's spinning now? Are you ready? So if Donkey Kong and I want to see. I'm going to see Mario Tennis 64 roster. Here we go. Yeah. So okay. This makes no sense, you guys. In Mario Tennis on the 64, Donkey Kong with the red tie and Donkey Kong Jr., who's little, are in the game. So that means that this game, that came out after Donkey Kong Country. After Donkey Kong Country basically takes place years before Donkey Kong Country because this DK still has to be Cranky Kong. My head is spinning at this point. My head is spinning at this point. Here we go. Cryptic says, "What is that wrinkly? What is it that wrinkly Kong is the true Kong, and it's tied in any universe? I mean, maybe. Cranky Kong's still alive and kicking. Yes. Wrinkly Kong tried to move the motorboat for Dixie and Kitty Kong at the end of Donkey Kong Country 3. Oh boy. Here we go. So, where do these Mario Tennis games fall in the timeline of all this? And why does Donkey Kong Jr. seem like such a throwaway character? Does it have anything to do with Mario being the villain in his game? Is that why he's just kind of, tossed to the wayside? But also, what's going on in Mario Tennis? What DK? Which DK is in that game? And I played a lot of Mario Tennis. I don't remember unlocking Donkey Kong Jr. I may not have had tennis on Game Boy Color to be able to do it. I wonder if it's possible to unlock him in the on the NSO Mario Tennis. I wonder if that's even feasible. Joey says, if anyone wants, I can sit down and explain the family to anybody. It may take a couple hours. Cryptic says, why is Funky Kong so cool? Great question. Cryptic also says, I can't wait till Nintendo makes a DK game where he travels back in time and interacts with his ancestors and gets to the bottom of this mess. Yeah, the latest game only added more confusion to everything. Which I think is fantastic, right? It's so funny. I mean, for the longest time, I thought Cranky was the original, and then Junior was the one we played with, right? And then I start digging into this a little bit, and I'm like, oh, no. Cranky says I'm your grandfather, so that throws a monkey wrench in no pun intended, in everything. And then what was it in 2000? You unlock Donkey Kong Jr. in Mario Tennis? Joey says just like Peach is to Mario, Candy Kong just helps DK. Oh. Here we go. I gotta watch Joey. I gotta watch Joey just like I gotta watch Nate. Nate's asking questions I can't answer either. So, does DK actually scratch the platformer itch? You can play Donkey Kong Bonanza like Mario Odyssey, where you can kind of sequence break things and you can do that by doing some crazy platforming. So there are some real crazy like platforming moments, but at the end of the day, if you can climb in a platformer like any wall, the platforming kind of goes out the window. Right? Like you're not really putting the platforming skills to use there, because you can basically just climb. So something to keep in mind. Okay. Cryptic says next we're going to find out that King K. Rool is the stepchild of Cranky Kong, and the reason he wants the banana horde in Donkey Kong Country because that's Nintendo's way of explaining child's. Let's see. So I didn't think we would really get anywhere discussing this stuff, but I did find it very interesting. Like, I feel like fans care so much more about like lore than Nintendo does themselves. I mean, look at The Legend of Zelda. That like that got so convoluted, and then the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom came out, and they were just like, whatever. Like, we don't care. We don't care. YouTubers can figure it out. We're done. We're done. We're not even we're not even gonna discuss it anymore. So their focus is just on making fun games. But yeah, Cryptic says which lore is more confusing, Zelda or DK? At this point, I don't even know, honestly. Like you can at least piece together what's going on in the Zelda universe, but like uh we like if Cranky's Donkey, he's the grandpa, Junior's the dad, but there's no sign of any mother. And then Junior's still young in Mario Tennis because he's Junior. But then he's technically playing with his son. Is there some kind of like crazy multiverse happening in Donkey Kong? Like that's that's what I like. What's going on here? Is there like some crazy time traveling? Maybe this is the fanfic that everyone needs. Maybe we really need to get to the bottom of Donkey Kong and who he is and his origins. Where'd he come from? Joey says Zelda 100%. DK, I get it all. I want to believe you. I want to believe you. I feel there may be some bias there that is making you say that you get it all. But I'm having a hard time believing you there. Cryptic says I need DK Mario novella. I'm ready. Just we need some kind of history of and get to the bottom of who's who. You know, is it some crazy love triangle and that's why Nintendo's keeping it all from us? Like, is this real scandalous? Is that why? Did DK Jr. have like a banana mead drinking problem? Like, what's going on there? Joey with the $4.99 super chat says Cranky and Wrinkly Kong made DK Jr. DK Jr. is the father to Swanky and Donkey Kong. What? This is this is over my head at this point. Sunshine says, "Can we talk about Daisy and how her look has changed from when she was first introduced to now? There are some color variations. That's interesting. I mean, let me pull her up here real quick and take a look. Let's see. Cryptic says so. Dixie Kong and who is Trixie Kong in DK64? Yeah, great question. Great question. There's so many Kongs. Okay, let's see. Daisy. Then and now. Let's see. Let's see. So her hair's definitely changed over the years. Her hair's changed some, that's for sure. It looks like it's gotten a little lighter. So that's the thing. I feel like her eyes have changed a bit too. But I mean, you go all the way back to what she looked like on the OG Game Boy, and just a handful of pixels. Just a handful of pixels. So let's see. Joey's got more info on Kongs here. Dixie Kong is a cousin to Tiny and Chunky and Kitty Kong. Wait a minute. Joey says, I recommend listening to DK Vine. He is the #1 Donkey Kong lore podcaster I listen to. What? There's an entire Donkey Kong lore podcast. How many episodes? How many episodes can you squeeze out of Donkey Kong lore? I mean, who knows? Um, Not just her hair though. Oh, interesting. So the pictures I have up are from like 2002 to 2019, and the pictures I have that from this group, she's pasty white in pretty much all of them. Like like a pasty white in all of them. But oh, I do see some I do see some comparison. Yeah, one does look much more sun-kissed. I see what you're saying. Cryptic says, I don't even want to read this one. If Josh had to choose one Kong to be his co-op partner in Panty Party, who who would be best to help him? Um, probably Donkey or Lanky. Uh, I feel like either having that power punch or the extra reach would probably be the best. They'd probably be the best partners. I'm thinking. So Joey says Google DK Vine right now. He has done lore since 2000. That's wild. That's so crazy. So crazy. Nate says, "What Kong would you like to shoot hearts at in Gun Pixie?" Definitely Cranky. No question there. It would have to be Cranky Kong. You guys definitely chose some crazy games for me to play. And I can't imagine I've already gone through and deleted the games and their and their little tiles. No way I would have done that already to free up any space. Not at all. Of course not. Of course not. So okay. Well, we were gonna talk some Mario power-ups and stuff, but we got so far into this lore and with Mario being tied to DK Jr., like and being the villain, that's just it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I wonder if that just scarred DK Jr. for life. That's why he hasn't been able to be around much. You always I got to start putting up game provided by Nady Nay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out, chatting some Mario stuff. You guys are the best. Joey says, forget Mario Mondays. We need Donkey Kong lore Mondays. Yo, what else is there? I feel like we'll just be left with more questions than anything else. So, but you guys have been amazing. Seriously, thank you so much. And I want to let everybody know if you guys are listening after the fact, we are doing some fun streams on the weekends where you guys get to buy time slots to help get me to PAX. And so I do appreciate all the support. We're over 25% funded already. So you guys are seriously amazing for that. And we're also doing I am streaming games on Mondays and Thursdays right now. Those are going to be just kind of like my dedicated stream times. Mario Kart on Monday and Mario Party on Thursday. So that's what we're gonna do for the time being. And then there may be random streams that pop up, but I'm just only committing to those 2 days right now, just because of it'll just make life a little bit easier. So as far as streaming games, we're still gonna try to get as many live podcasts in as we can, but even some of those may just go strictly to audio. So we'll just have to wait and see. I do have a Metroid video coming out on YouTube. Hopefully tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow. And I just want to know what's going on with that game. I want to know what's going on with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And we're just gonna kind of look at everything that we know and then some of the things we don't know and ask why we don't know some of these things yet. So yeah. So stay tuned for that. And then I do have a Nintendo News Minute coming out tonight as well on the audio feeds and on YouTube. So you guys are amazing. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.